Hi, my name's Damon and welcome to another CyberWatt tutorial. Today we're going to have a look at the 1Password browser plugin. It's a nifty little tool which extends the features of 1Password even more, makes it really easy to log into websites and capture passwords for new websites as well that we don't already have in the 1Password database. So I'm going to assume that we already have the 1Password desktop application installed because we do need that installed for the plugin to work. And we're going to start by browsing to the 1Password website. So I've already got that up and running at 1password.com. Once we're there, if we scroll down on the bottom left hand side, we have a downloads link. Click that, and then we'll see a download browser extension button. We'll click on that one. So 1Password's figured out that I'm using Chrome, which is great. There are also extensions available for Opera, Firefox, and Safari. No Internet Explorer, I'm sorry. So we click install, and Chrome will ask us if we want to add the extension, which we do, and then that's installed, and that's it. It's that simple. So we'll click that. Now that puts a little 1Password icon in our toolbar here. You see that guy there. So if we click on him, and then we've got a bunch of icons, but all items is probably the one we're interested in, and you can see that gives us our passwords that are in the database. Now we can use those similar to the mini menu, where we can right click on a username or password and then paste that into the website, but there's a better way to do it. What we'll do first though is we'll demonstrate capturing a password, and then we'll show you how to use it. So I'm just going to click out of that. Now if we come across to this little test website I've got running, and I'm just going to log in, and when we do that, you'll see that 1Password has recognised that we've logged in, and it's asked us if we want to save that. Now we can change the name here, so that one's pretty good. That's quite descriptive. Sometimes it's completely nondescript. What it does is it just captures the top of the browser there, whatever that text is. So you may need to update that just so that it means something, and we can create a tag. What I'll do is I'll just put security there, and we click Save Login. And now if we come along here and go to all items, we can see we've got our OWASP Security Shepherd in there. If we go and view that in 1Password, we can see that that's got all the details that we were manually filling out the other day, which is a really easy way to save passwords. And that's a really good way to get started with 1Password as well. You just go and log into all your websites as normal and just start filling up that database with all of your existing passwords, and then that can just get you into the habit of using it before you go and change them to something really difficult. Alright, so how do we log in with that? Well, we go back to the login page, and rather than typing that in, I'm just going to click on 1Password. It knows that we're on that Security Shepherd login page, so if I click that link, bang, it automatically fills it out and logs in for us. And it's that easy, which is a really, really cool little feature, and I use that on a daily basis. Alright, so what if we don't want to save a password for a website? Now, let me just go into 1Password and move that guy to the trash. As an example of why we wouldn't want to save a password, I make a point of not saving anything work related in my personal 1Password, but I do have 1Password installed on my work computer, and that just means that when I hit some of those websites, I don't want it to save the credentials, and I don't want it to annoy me every time. So if we come into 1Password here, and we go to the options, come down to browsers, and we've got this autosave setting. So at the moment it's going to detect new username and passwords and offer to save them, which is what we just did. If we want to exclude certain domains, we can put those in here. Now in this instance, this is just running on my local machine, so I'm putting in an IP address, but you could put in something like ebay.com.au or Facebook, for example. So when it talks about the domain, that's what it means, is whatever the website address is that we're going to. Okay, so if we just click back and then minimize that, and I'll come in here and I'll log in again. Before I do, I'll just show you that that doesn't exist. So we've got no security shepherd in there, and it's not automatically detecting it, so that's fine. And this should just go straight in without prompting. And there it is, 1Password ignored it. And so if you do need to ignore a login, that's how to do it. You can even turn that feature off altogether, and again it's in the same spot. Just go into options, browsers, and unticking detect new usernames and passwords will completely disable that feature if you'd rather do it all manually. I quite like it though, so I leave that on. Alright, that's pretty much the 1Password plugin. It's very useful. Highly recommend you give it a go. So that's it for our little 1Password series. I hope you found these informative, and if you've got any queries, feel free to sign off in the comments below. Happy to help. And yeah, I highly recommend you give this one a go. Thanks for listening.